In the afternoon, they hit the government building near us. My mom said, "It's normal. We're used to what is happening to us." We went running to the neighbors, each one looking out for himself. After minutes, the neighbors' relatives started coming and the house became packed, with more than 100 people in it. But still, things stayed normal for my mother. In the morning, Dad went to buy bread and stood in line for 6 hours, coming home with just one pack of bread. Each of us got half a slice, and still my mom said, "Normal." In the evening, my parents decided to go to the hospital and visit the injured, and I went with them. In the hospital, we saw many corpses. There were 4 on each bed, under and on top of each other. Only then my mother said, "This is not normal. The war isn't over. The war is long, and my fear is to grow up with it. I'm always scared of a new war. If a balloon bursts, I'm scared. If a car hits a strong brake, I jump 20 meters. And if a small child screams, I start screaming with him. I stay up all night waiting for a new dawn, but each morning that comes does not differ from the one that passed."
The future in Gaza is obscure and unknown, like a calm volcano that can erupt at any second, as we're on a boat without a captain in the midst of a raging sea. We go right and left and no one knows where to lean. I hear that in other countries, childhood is sacred and children live their lives without problems and fear. But Gaza's children are forgotten and outside the picture. They're the ones who feel the injustice the most because society treats them like they're not kids. When it wants, it makes them adults, and when it wants, it returns them to being children. And most people deal with them like they're only bodies, not minds. When I see a child peddling in the street or working in a shop, I imagine how the children of the world are playing, resting, and feeling safe. Honestly, my heart breaks for them, and sometimes I cry.
The sound of the rockets didn't stop. Every few seconds, a rocket would fall and shake the ground. I felt that the streets were not the same streets, nor were the people the same people. Strange sights, sounds, and smells. I started having terrifying dreams. All night I have a conflict within myself between desire to sleep and fear of nightmares. Sleep became a monster hiding behind my eyelids. I stay like that till the morning. I don't know when I slept and when I woke up. I want to become an actress, and this is a hard dream to fulfill in Gaza, especially for girls. I tell myself it's a shame for people in Gaza to be deprived of my talent, because I could become a successful actress. But if they don't want me, to hell with them. I'll go to any other country and act there. Gazans are deprived of everything anyway. It doesn't stop at theater. Sometimes I think people in Gaza can barely find food. How are they going to go to the theater?
Since I was a small kid, I've dreamt of being a famous football player. I believed I would fulfill my dreams. But today, there are a million obstacles in my path. Before, there were no playing fields for adults or even kids. Then the siege came and made everything worse. If I was the Prime Minister, I would pay most attention to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. I would build playing fields everywhere, especially in schools. I would let the students play freely, not be kicked out by the school guard. I would abolish all club fees and preserve all parks. But dreams, security, hope, and the future are all words that lose their meaning in a city that kills the smallest dream possible. And so the closest friend in my life, wrapped in the flag of Palestine and torn into pieces. I cried a lot, and I was sad because I could not hug or kiss him. And I started holding him. We took him to the cemetery and buried him. And I was really upset because he left me alone in this world. As I was leaving the cemetery, there was heavy bombing. I felt that the angel of death was following me and not leaving me alone. But thank God, I'm still alive.